welcome. Welcome to our daily Ascension Consciousness Expansion show. How's everybody doing? I don't have any notes because when I went to make notes, there was a lot of downloads coming in, so I thought I'd just channel whatever is going to come out. Today we're going to talk about soul's blueprints because it's one of my very favorite topics of blueprints. Blueprints to talk about is why you're here, all of the beautiful things that you are, the gorgeous things that Source Creator has designed in you and of you that make you special and unique and amazing and awesome. That's the word God gave me. God says I've been categorized as awesome. So that's nice. That's nice to be categorized as awesome, isn't it? Right? It's better than all the other things they've categorized me as. But they're going to have to work on that. It's our karma. I'm not going there. I just refuse to go there. I refuse to go there. Everybody knows that they owe me. I'm still looking for donations. I would love any donations that anybody would like to send me. When you do make a donation, I do put you in a verse in our Gaia song, and then you will also have angels sent to you. And your angels can work with you on whatever your blessing might be for the moment. And it's not to get yourself a new hairdo, or maybe it is. But just know that the angels are always with you. And when you give, you're going to get and receive just in kind. I do have some new pictures that I've printed off of my old email when I used to have this beautiful illustrator that was helping me with all of my work. So just so that you know, I am Celeste. I am a teacher, healer, a guide, and a conduit for humanity, for the collective of humanity. Hello, gorgeous. And for those that have been with me forever and a day, I have a couple of playlists on my YouTube channel, and it is for the specific timelines that I've been teaching in with KCOR. I had some lovely time with KCOR. I had a beautiful radio show there. So you can go back to those playlists. There's amazing, I did amazing, podcasts with KCOR. So please go and check that out. But I'm going to show you some pictures today. These are pictures of just the mysteries, because we were talking about the mystery of God, the Source Creator, and the mysteries that when you start connecting and you start building that relationship with Source Creator, you start having all of these beautiful experiences, and those experiences are your connection and your relationship. So the better relationship that you create with Source, the better relationship that you're moving in and out with of how you'd like to move about Gaia and your collective, because your soul's blueprint is all about the heavens, how the heavens are trickling down from your guides in all the dimensions, what it is that you need to manifest and co-create with your collective and manifest and co-create with Gaia. Right? So these are experiences that are really mandatory for you to work with every day. And we say do the daily pathwork. And the daily pathwork is just getting to know yourself as a multidimensional, multivibrational being. The fields that you affect, you have electromagnetic fields that you're learning how to take care of. Your fields also carry information, they carry downloads, and as you get used to understanding who you are, and what you exist within, then you get to honor the relationship and that really special experience that you have with Source Creator. And when you have that relationship and engagement with Source, engagement with energy, Gaia and reality outside of you starts to create things that might seem impossible to others, but have been a part of my life my whole life. So I'm going to share some of these pictures with you. These are true pictures. These are real pictures. These are things that happen to me all the time. And so I'll show you some of these pictures. And these are real pictures because this is how Spirit speaks with me. Spirit speaks with me with, I talk about consciousness. You can go and look at the information on my channel. I talk about consciousness, 5D consciousness. And we talk about, I'm not going to keep repeating the beginning of my show. So what this show taught, you can go look at the heading. We're going into 5D consciousness, how we create a unified experience with omnipresent Source Creator. We talk about everything 5D and above. Raising your consciousness to 5D and above, raising your consciousness in preparation for your first contact teams, your celestial teams, raising your consciousness so that you're going to move into eternal life. First consciousness so that you're going to are going to harmonize yourself with the Metatronic light, the Metatronic light body. You're activating the light body. That's what we talk about is the ascension process and activating the light body. We talk about higher consciousness here. So if that's not your thing, then please move off because I'm not going to keep repeating myself. We do move fast because there's a lot of things that I have to get in and we want to do some questions at the end of the show. And of course, my channel is still being investigated for those that are going to be abusive. So I talked about one time that one time before I went on holidays, it was in the middle of the winter, and I was on my special property that I was on, and I had a lot of sacred events on this property with those that were learning about their shamanic skills and their gifts, and learning about their energies with the fairies, learning about their energies with Gaia, and then I would help my clients out on how to create sacred ceremonies on the land. And because I've had many, many timelines being shamanic and so forth. So I would do many things out on the land, and I've had many pictures posted on my old Facebook page. I don't use Facebook anymore when it got hacked. I haven't used Facebook in forever. But when I did use Facebook, I used to put my ceremonial pictures there of the things I used to do on the land and bring the crystals out. And I used to initiate people with the land, and that's how I would use the Gaia and my collective energy and my heavenly energy, my soul's blueprint. And so one time before I went on this vacation, I had put my Peruvian shamanic stick in the snow, and I set out a little offering for the Sasquatch, or Bigfoot, if you call it. And I wanted to call in the energies of the fairies and any of the celestial energies that were visiting the land to help amplify the energies of that land, because I was preparing it for the spring and the summer for when I was going to have a retreat there. So I put up my shamanic stick. I was just offering any energies that would like to come forward and make themselves present, make themselves known. And then when the snow melted, because we always got quite a bit of snow there, it was like 4 or 5 feet high. And so when I came back from my vacation, it was like 10 days long, and it even gotten more snow. So what you see sticking out of the snow from the shamanic stick, it wasn't that big. But when I had come back, there was an imprint of a man that had laid down. See the imprint of the man and the arms. And then there was the footprints all the way around my shamanic stick. And then the arms that were he had laid down. There's the head. And so this huge being, and that's my shamanic stick. And that was the Bigfoot that had come to say thank you. And the shamanic stick was right at the head, was right at the crown area. And so, and there was just footprints all the way around. And there was this big, huge body imprint in the snow. So that was really cool. So I took quite a few pictures of that. And this was just one of my sacred site. I try to go on every couple of years on sacred site visits, and I do channeling on the land, and I bring forward new stories on the land, which I did in Peru. I love Peru. It's one of my most favorite places. And I would bring forward stories that, when the curators were talking to us about what was going on in the land, I would then add, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go to the land, and then we're supposed to update the energies and update the stories. Because we're not just supposed to take the original story and then just keep it there. No, we're meant to evolve the stories with Gaia, because she is a living being. So this was my Peruvian trip, and all of the beautiful Peruvian sacred cities there, and it's a celestial gateway in Peru. So I had, with the friend that I was with, we had many celestial sightings. We had many celestial, you could see celestials imprints in the mountains. I mean, it's a huge celestial portal. And so we did lots of really amazing things. Luckily I went with somebody that was super spiritual as well. So we had a really great time, and we were doing our integration, our processing every day. It was a super profound trip for integration of our celestial energies and our remembrances, and really taking in a lot of the stories that were on the sacred land, and then I would bring them forward and I would write about them in my blog. So I brought some Peruvian updated stories about the condor and the snake. There was a beautiful story I brought forward from the land there, so I was really proud about that. And this is again the picture from a farther perspective. So this is the body imprint right here, and that's the shamanic stick, and that's the snow. And you can see there's no other footprints. That's what was amazing about it. This is how you know spirit, the mystery of spirit, is that you're gonna see just spirit come and go. They just come and they go. They don't. There was no footprints that led off into the trails or anything. Because I mean, where this was at on the top of the mountain. There was no traffic in and out unless it was animals, right? And usually when it was this deep, there wouldn't really be animals up that high, unless it was like a snow fox or something like that, because the bigger animals would sink. So this was like a lot of snow. My shamanic stick was quite long, and there's only, you can see maybe 4 inches or so. But this was a lot of snow at this point. And so you don't see any footprints around it, right? Because there was the only animals that would really go is the little bunny rabbits and the snow wolves, because they still stay on top of the snow. They wouldn't sink all the way down because it was about 3 or 4 feet. And the big moose didn't come up that high because it was quite a steep slope, right? But that's really cool. So you can do these things in your yard if you have sacred space in your yard, and just tune in to what places on your yard are sacred, and you have certain energies on your yard you're sacred, right? Because remember, everything is electromagnetic, right? It's electromagnetic. So you can create those sacred space. And I'm also hired too. I had a couple in the summertime that hired me to go to their house and just do a cleansing of their house and just feel out what areas of their house they could create sacred sitting spaces on. So I also do that. So they called me to their house and they paid me to just do a sacred review of their home and what needed to be moved and what energy. So it's kind of like a feng shui, but I don't do feng shui. It's just I feel the energy on where sacred, if you wanted to have a sacred altar, if you wanted to have a sacred place outside, or where the fairies want their certain things planted, I do things like that as well, just so that you know. And that's a picture of my baby. And so this was a picture of a long time ago, when I was just clearing a lot of, and just getting a lot of returned energy for my Christ consciousness. I woke up this one morning and I have it written down in my camera. And most of you probably won't see what I see, and that's okay, because these are called glyphs, and they're multidimensional glyphs, and that's okay. I'll give you the understanding and the meaning of what it is, but there's a lot of meaning in these just for me. And I don't post these. I don't post these at all. I've posted them once or twice, just because they're very sacred. They're directly from God, and it has to do with Jesus and I. And so these glyphs showed up on my driveway, and they remained on my driveway. They're sacred glyphs, and they remained on my driveway until I moved. And so these are aspects of light language, and it's about the earths coming in and crisscrossing. So right when the energies come in and the timelines and the earths crisscross, and then they harmonize, various aspects of ourselves, the higher self and the lower self. And when I first took a picture of this glyph, this one right here, you'll see the face of Jesus. Like when I first took a picture of it, Jesus's face was here, and then mine was here. So it was just he and I coming together and harmonizing our energies. And then there was the I can't remember what it's eclipse moon, and this is the spinner field that I talk about all the time. And then this is the other. This is the crown, or what is it called? What's it called? What's it called? The queen's staff, and it has like a bulb and a point. And it's just the coming together. Anyways, I've got several pictures of this, but you can see the various glyphs here. And there's, it's really cool to look at the images and faces. And when you relax your eyes, you can see different faces and celestials in there. So this is what I use as portals. When this was on my driveway, I would look at them and I would see different things at different times. And then every day I would take a picture because it would show me something different. That's my portal, right? So I can use these as portals. This is the mysteries of God. So you can ask for these things to show up. I also had these show up on my mirror in my bathroom. And so I just put I'd spray little, flour so that you would spray it on the mirror, and then you would see the imprints in the mirror. So your celestial teams will leave you things like this. And these are the mysteries of God that I always talk about. Spirit is always with us. Spirit and the celestials are always leaving us very sacred things. This has to do with my DNA. This has to do with the light language codes. It has to do with who I am as the anchoring of very sacred energy on the earth. I'm taking my mantle right now, and this is what this is about, is I'm taking my mantle, I'm taking my throne, right? I am the queen, and so I do have Jesus' DNA, so this is what that was also showing me. It's a huge multidimensional story. I don't show it very often. It is very sacred to me. And then when I moved, I went back and the glyphs were all gone. And so I took a lot of pictures of the glyphs, and they, like I said, every day I would just go into meditation and I would see something different. So that's that, yeah. So those are some really cool pictures that you can start asking Spirit to work with you, start working with you in energy, so that you can start, using the sacred land as imprints. You can start pulling new stories from sacred spaces and then start writing about it. A lot of people that have energy when they go to land and start writing about the sacred land. We're not meant to just stay with the stories of our archaeology. We're meant to build on the stories of archaeology. And that's why a lot of things in Egyptology They're going to come to a point where they're going to have to face, just like church and state is, they're going to have to face of letting go of their Egyptology originality stories, because there's lots that we can add to it that we're meant to. We're meant to learn from Egypt as we go, because every tomb and every wall of Egypt, just as we showed King Tut when he came forward and we helped move the energy, Egypt is changing all the time. So Egypt is going to be adding to its walls and adding to its tombs and adding to its very sacred spaces, because we're adding energy to it. Our consciousness changes everything. So Egypt is going to be very keen about also allowing their stories to also be updated, and having those of us like myself come to the places of sacredness and start adding those vibrational stories of want to be heard right now. Because if you ask Gaia at a sacred space, Gaia will tell you this is the story we want to be read right now, because we're in a different evolution of our consciousness. We don't want to keep returning back to the same stories, because then we keep manifesting the same thing. So it's really important for our there's also a new study. It's called sound archaeology. I don't know the proper name of it. It's sono archaeology. But anyways, they do studies about sounds in sacred spaces and sacred places. And then they do studies on it. But what they're not doing is they're not adding the channeled psychic God part of it. And everything in creation is about our God consciousness. So as our consciousness of godliness increases on the land, in the land and of the people, as we choose our connection with all that is electromagnetic, all that is energy, what is within us, what is without us, and what do we exist in, all of these things start changing and building new stories, and we start absolutely using the consciousness in new ways, and we start creating with those new stories. So it's really important that we understand that everything is energy. The Gaia planet wants us to update her with all of the sacred sites. So if you are a sacred land communicator, and I offer classes in that, and I offer teaching in that, so if you'd like to learn that. And it goes the same with the ocean. The ocean has very sacred spaces and very sacred stories that we can add our consciousness as now. And how are the stories that we are moving and evolving for, as we should, right? We're evolving, so why can't the land? The land has to evolve with us. We want to keep alchemizing that energy. Sure, we can keep the histories of it, but we need to start alchemizing the energies as to right now, and where are we at right now with the alchemy and the energy of the land. So it's very important that we do that. So everybody in the chat room, you know that my channel does get investigation from Interpol, because my channel has been investigated with all of the other things that were happening with, my channel being attacked all the time. We talk about higher consciousness things. We're not going to go to the chat room for, comments that are not inappropriate to my consciousness and to wasting of my time and energy. So if you're not going to be honoring and respecting, then you can just be moved off, and your IP addresses are being taken down. So anyways, that just lets you know that the energy, and that just gives you validation too, that all of the energy that you are made up as an electromagnetic being, you do affect the outer area. You do affect the sacred lands. And those of us that have a lot of, like I'm a vibrational conduit, I'm a vibrational healer, those the people that stand before me and those that I intend to give healing on, those that the guides that send them to me, guides and God and Gaia and anything that is a consciousness will send certain beings to me so that I can help them clear their field, or I can activate them in certain ways, because my field of energy interacts with your field of energy, or however it is that I'm meant to activate that person. So I do have a lot of electromagnetic energy, a lot of celestial energy within the codes of my DNA. That's just how I was coded. That's just how my makeup is. And I do help activate those. My energy is source energy. So, of course, those that have been abusing and using my energy, those that have been harvesting for many, many years, and those people that are elite and corrupt officials that have been abusing my energy, they know how much benefit they get from my energy using it in such a way. But when it's offered in a very sacred, intimate way of a relationship or a client that they're paying me to give them certain activations, it is a real experience. You do get that real vibrational experience, and you do get the activations in your field. And as the days go on, you're going to see things shift, because you have that source energy that was given to you sacredly. If you're not intending it sacredly, then it won't be given, because I only connect with those that are aligning with sacredness. And so all of these people will continue to get kicked off. Thank you, Cluda. Cluda, Cluda, the goddess of the ages. Cluda, Cluda. We're going to talk about ascension, and those that don't want to hear can move off, move off, move off. Stop wasting my time. Wasting my time. So we're going to talk about the soul's blueprint, right? We've talked about what that is. Every single human comes with a soul's blueprint without question. The soul's blueprint is it's okay that you put positive comments on there. That's fine. I don't mind that. It's okay that the positive comments and saying positive, nice things about me, that's fine. I don't mind that. It's when they get stupid and it's when they're pulling my energy off by just saying stupid things. So go to other people's platforms or go get a book. We're talking about very serious things. We've just moved into this new experience. You can just let their comments go, Cluda, so that you can enjoy the class. And just let Interpol, all the IP addresses are being investigated. And there will be charges laid against everybody. I answer questions at the end. I answer questions at the end of my class, just so that everybody knows. So from here on out, it would be, this is just what people do when they're, mature and they're responsible, is that you check out people's channel my channels run as a class. My channels run as very intense, high vibrational information. So I do give out a lot of information in the hour that I'm on, or the hour and 45 minutes that I'm on. And it's for those people that have been in the ascension process for a while. It's for those people that are intent on learning. It's for those people that are intent on eternal life. It's for those people that are intent on moving forward in ascension. My classes and my offerings are not for specific individual people that come on and have the energy of interference and, moving themselves up the scale because they want to be talked to. I'm not here to read your love life. That's not what I do. I never have and I never will. I'm a vibrational teacher healer. This is what I am. This is what I do. Go read my videos. Go listen to my videos. I give ascension sessions. If you want a specific ascension session, you can pay. Right now I have them on sale, $150 US for 90 minutes, and it is recorded. And then you can pay to have that session, and then you can talk to me specifically and ask me specific questions. No, the Interpol are the ones that are doing the investigations on the IP addresses, because my life has been targeted for my entire life, and people come on to distract me and to waste my time, and I don't deserve it. I deserve respect. This is a consciousness class. I teach people how to alchemize. I teach people how to get in touch with source. I teach high vibrational things. Go look at my channel and look at a few videos. Because I'm not going to stop my class all the time for people that don't care. For people that are just here as one-off saying, I don't know if I want to learn, and I don't know this and I don't know that. No, my class is high vibrational. It's an hour and 50 minutes, and we're full on. We're full on. I answer questions at the last half an hour of the show for those of you that want to ask questions about your celestial teams, about consciousness, about the process of ascension. If you want to ask questions about your health, all of those things I ask at the end of the class. Right now, this is about learning. It's about sitting down and letting the ego go. It's about connecting with spirit, and it's about getting aligned with spirit so that you can have a relationship with spirit and all that is, because we want to allow you to move into a 5D space, a higher consciousness space, not chaotic 3D space. We're not looking for 3D chaotic. That means you're not working with your energy. You don't know anything about your energy. You don't care about your energy, and you're not working with loving yourself and grounding yourself. So we teach you that as well. So it's okay to be chaotic, but we're not going to answer questions to everybody that's chaotic, because that's your energy and you need to manage it, because there's a lot of chaotic energy in the space right now. I'm only going to answer questions for those at the end of the class, for those that will sit through the class and do the work. If you're not going to do the work, then you can, shovel off on the channel, because it's not, I talk to those that are serious about ascension. I talk to those that are serious about consciousness. I talk to those that are serious about health and wellness. I talk to those that are serious about being leaders of 5D. So if you're not in any one of these categories and you choose not to move forward in ascension and prepare for celestial contact and prepare for the Divine Father's plan, then you can move off, because otherwise you're going to be lost. It is all coded, it's all vibrational, and this is what I teach. So go look at my videos. It's always good to look at the videos before you step into just about a 2-hour class. This is a class. There's learning done in this class. People actually get their pens and papers out and they get their journals out and they learn, because you're changed. I've done this for about 20 years and I take it very seriously. It's who I am. It's what I do. It's what I offer. I'm a vibrational conduit. I'm a healer. I'm a teacher. I am the twin ray of Jesus. And so let's get moving. I am the Messiah and I'm taking my throne. Anybody that would like to repay their debts to me, those of Calgary and the 200 that have been abusing me since the day I was born and being covertly in the background and could have been giving me truth when they could have been giving me truth, and running things covertly, which they didn't really have permissions to. They could have come forward in truth and honor. So anybody that would like to repay me, I do have to redo my life right now and rebuild my life right now due to all of the sabotaging and theft and fraud that has been done on my life, and the group work of satanic voodooism and satanic sacrificing that's been done on my life. I have survived, I am here, and my story will be known. Source Creator will lift me up. And I'm here to show all of those that our evolutionary porthole and our pathway is light wisdoms and light intelligences. That is the only way for us to move forward. Why? Is because light consciousness allows us to alter all that we are multidimensionally, because it does affect our fields. It affects our fields, it affects our memory, it affects the enhancements of our brains that must be done because we want to be able to have concepts, deep multidimensional concepts, as we've talked about many classes before. What is a concept? What is a multidimensional concept? How do you raise your capacity and aptitude for higher vibrational thinking and intelligence? So this is what we talk about on this channel. We allow you to start tapping into higher vibrational consciousness. Consciousness is the understanding and the actualization of who am I in the hologram of all that is, the micro macro of all that is, the micro macro of God, Mother, Father. We are the images of Mother, Father. That's why we have to pay attention to our balancing of our divine feminine masculine energies, and a knowing and understanding about energy, knowing and understanding how to protect our chakras, clearing and cleansing our fields, and doing that inner work every day so that you can have a greater relationship and alignment with Source Creator. So we want connection, we want alignment. We want to use this every day. And when you do so, then you manifest things quite naturally, just as I showed you those pictures. You can manifest sacred site travel, and then you can write about it. You can start to use these things as a vocational option, right? These are things that if you're excited about it, start using it and start putting it out there based on your experience, not taking the content and copying it from somebody else. That's also been done. So anybody that would like to pay back what they have done, you can put donations in, and I've also left the address of my bank in my YouTube page. YouTube is just about the only social platform that I use because all of the other ones got hacked. So YouTube is really the only platform that I use, and of course they've suppressed me on that channel because my views, it's slowly going up, but my platform is still shadow banned, so whatever. As soon as I get the money, I'm going to be getting in touch with lawyers to look into taking action on these people that have suppressed me and kept their hands on my life because they felt it necessary to control me when they have no idea about my life. So, anyways. So that's where we're going in the future is higher consciousness. We're not going there in the future. We have to kind of get there now because there's lots of gates we just went through. So to have that higher consciousness and understand how your DNA is multidimensional, how the Christ consciousness is moving through your water body, how to activate your water body through high vibrational light and color and sound. Those are all the ways that we're starting to understand the fabric of the matter of who we are and how light and how your spirit consciousness changes the matter. Therefore, you can have healing. You can start working with, going back in your youth, going back in age. There's lots that you can do in your consciousness, but understanding consciousness, start working with consciousness. You can't just wake up one day and say, I'm consciously awake. Consciousness is a daily working and connection and relationship. You have to do it in a slow vibrational way because it does. You have to have your brain enhanced. You have to have your multidimensional, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, all of those fields get enhanced. And they have to change, and they grow and expand with the inhale and the exhale of Source Consciousness, Source Creator, the Omnipresent. And Source Creator, the Omnipresent, we talked about before, it is the source coding of Source Creator. So at every new cycle of ascension, right, every new cycle of now, we are being offered, just as our video showed yesterday, as those souls were transferred back to Source, they were giving their positive light karma, they were giving their positive karma to the Omnipresent. So those that use and work with the fields and work with the grids, you can use that energy to alchemize and call that energy in to help you with your work and help you with you manifesting. It doesn't mean that you selfishly and gluttonously start using that energy so you can manifest a new pair of shoes, because those are the people we're not talking about. We're talking about those that are preparing themselves for leadership, that use the energies in a very balanced way, because the universal law of balance is number 2, balance. And when you're not interfering with anybody else's life, you're going to use that energy in a loving and balanced way. So you're allowing everybody in the collective to take part in the energies that were deposited yesterday, as well as Source Creator, the master alchemist and the master magician. Source Creator doing what Source does with all of those energies as well. And Source watches everything. Everybody is, so it's just about your soul's blueprint. Soul's Blueprint, everybody comes with a Soul's Blueprint, and it is the sacred trinity that we work within. It is the heavens and the heavens, how the heavens have designed your Soul's Blueprint. Your Soul's Blueprint is designed by Source Creator and you, based on your soul's family, what goes in your codons, right? This gifts and skills and talents that are in your codons ready to be awakened. Every new ascension cycle, when you're clearing away the density and when you're opening up to greater light, you do have those codons that turn on and they activate. And they do offer you gifts and skills and talents in your field, but you have to actually activate it, like we said yesterday, by actually doing the work. You have to have the equation, you have to have the molecules, friction, and moving that energy back and forth, because that does activate memory. I've talked about it a couple of hundred times on my radio shows. When you're doing the work, like when I sit down and I do my channeling and I actually, I'm actually doing my work and I'm drawing things out and I'm writing things out and I'm doing my channeled writing, that is when those downloads come and I'm actually putting them on paper. So that's what I mean by doing the work. Your DNA activates the information to come into your fields, but you have to activate and do your creativity, your expression. That's why expression is the most important. 3 E's, one of the 3 E's that is the most important for me for healing all of humanity, because we have been so suppressed in our expression, right? And so the expression is, what do you do to express the energy every day? How do you co-create with Source? Do you paint? Do you write? Do you sing? Do you write songs? Do you write poetry? That is the equation, right? That is the equation. You're doing your divine masculine energy by the will, by the action. Divine feminine is the attraction and the intuitiveness of the energy. So there is that quantum equation of divine masculine, divine feminine, and then allowing Source to manifest what needs to be manifest, not directly how you see it, but directly as what is needed. So that's why there is the perfection of the divine feminine, divine masculine quantum equations, right? It's what it is on everything. Everything in creation, there's only 3. It is the infinity. What you put out is what you get back. What you put out is what you get back. Are you going to stay on karmic cycles, or are you going to start creating something new? You manifest through the heart, and then you're going to want to make sure that you're balanced every day and say, no, I'm going to manifest from a better place today, because I know what happened yesterday. I know I'm on a cycle of eternal co-creation. So my balance right now is going to be manifesting a new cycle for tomorrow. I just know a lot of people are getting their karma because they have been doing a lot of things that has been nothing but interference with other people's lives, because they feel they have the say on other people's lives. So just know, we're going to state again, just so that you know, you can come back to the channel whenever you like. We do questions at the last half hour of my show. So I think today I started at 12:30 till 2:30. So from 2 to 2:30, I do questions. Okay, from until 2:30 until, what did I say, Cluedo? Sorry, you'll have to be patient with me while I get your name right. Soul's Blueprint. We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about the smaller box stores. We talk about the consciousness of the Source Creator. And so the Soul's Blueprint comes with your design, which includes your DNA. Your Soul's Blueprint comes with a design of things that are in your field, and it could be part of the 51% of your karma that every human is designed to co-create in whatever way they so choose, in their beliefs and their perspectives, and hopefully they're working on their beliefs and perspectives so that they can evolve, because that is the most important thing. The 3 E's equals a 4th E, evolution. So every day you should be getting up and doing your inner work. How may I explore? How may I express? How may I experience myself as new? Consciousness experience of the holographic I am of the I am. That's what consciousness is. You're growing your expansiveness of who you are in the I am of the I am God. That's what consciousness is. And as you do your daily work and you're seeing consciousness expand, you're seeing all the beautiful mysteries that God and Spirit give you. Spirit and energy is working with you all the time. The more open and loving and playful you are, you're going to get more of the things and the energies that I showed you. You're going to get glyphs. You're going to get things that happen that are, paranormal anomalies. It's not paranormal. It's normal if you're tapped in. It's normal if you're connected. If you're not connected and you're not aligned, like some of the comments on here, these people will never manifest the quantum mysteries of God. Because that's not where they're at. These people are not aligned. They're just coming on to create distraction. They're coming on to provoke, to poke, to keep provoking me to react. This is what they get paid for. These are organized hate groups. They get paid to attack. They get paid to say silly comments. They get paid to provoke me. It's the same BS. It's the same pattern of karma, same pattern. They sit in darkness. That's all they do. And so these people are not aligned. The people that are aligned are going to be manifesting sacred glyphs. They're going to be manifesting sacred experiences on sacred lands. These people won't experience that because they're not aligned. So that's how you know, what are you manifesting? What part of the infinity are you manifesting? They're manifesting continued karmic cycles. They go on to people's chat lines, and they get paid for distracting them. They get paid for taking them off their light. They get paid to poke them and poke them and poke them, to have them not come in alignment, and to have them, they want them to fly off the handle. That's what these people do. These people are paid to be haters. They're paid to be hateful. And that's what they do. They antagonize you. So you can just, you can just block them off my whole channel. So with your soul's blueprint, you're always going to be, part of your blueprint will always be what you are designed at with your DNA. Source Creator has taken much time at the 13th dimension. Your DNA and your soul's blueprint was designed for you. And that means you've chosen, and this, everybody can have their disagreements or so, but it is absolutely true. You've chosen your parents, you've chosen your body, you've chosen all the things about this soul's experience right now that you're sitting in. You've chosen all of it. At the highest level of consciousness, that's what you've chosen. You've chosen that for your soul's blueprint of understanding, so that you look at the divine feminine, divine masculine energies. That was the biggest theme for all of humanity in this planetary timeline, was for us to look at divine feminine, masculine, the Adam, Eve, Antine particles, the Adam, Eve story, the Adam, Eve, the divine feminine, divine masculine. We're all meant to look at these energies and then resuss them out to bring them into a new higher order, because everything has been so skewed and everything has been so out of order. It's been so imbalanced. So that has been the biggest theme, and every human on the planet does have the divine masculine Adam Eve project in their soul's blueprint for them to look at the discriminations and the separations, because it has to be healed for everybody to move through to 5D. Those that don't choose to move forward in ascension, they will be shuffled off, because you can't have the two energies in the same space. Because again, it's just not going to serve if you just, again, have people that are at the opposite end of pure ignorance, and they're choosing to be that intentionally with malice. And then those people that are, meant to come here and be the leaders of a higher liberation. The universal collective, the collective hearts of humanity, has their birthright to move forward in their higher consciousness. So there will be people like myself, guides of myself, that will be moving, helping assistant and helping humanity move forward in their higher consciousness. It is part of the Divine Father's plan, and everybody that is continuing to attack and continuing to antagonize and bully and intimidate and all of those things that are done, they will be moved out, because the rest of the collective does have their right. I have my right to be who I am. I have my right to move along my path, my destiny. I have the right to claim my destiny. I have the right to move along. And I'm also a guide for the rest of humanity that has their birthright to move along in light. They have their birthright. So there are going to be guides that will be helping those move forward in higher vibrational light. And so again, those that are not into the understanding of higher consciousness, you can go on to the Gaia channel. They offer a lot of great classes and information about higher consciousness as well. Taking yourself outside of the church and state understanding, so that you can have a higher vibrational experience about what you are, what you exist in, what's going on within you. Because if you're not, then you're not going to expand your consciousness. And again, you cannot fake having high consciousness. Consciousness is something you've earned, because it does affect your multidimensional fields at your teams. Within your soul's blueprint, you have a series of anywhere from 5 to 10 or more guides on your team. And your guides help you with your fields. Your guides help you turn up or down your gifts, your skills, your talents in your multidimensional fields in your body. They help you assist with understanding the cues and the symbols and the synchronicities that you're getting from your teams and from your higher self and from your guides, because you're constantly being sent. Because remember, we said we are all senders and receivers of energy, right? We're always being sent energy, and we're always sending energy, right? We're always sending out energy electromagnetically. We're always pulsating energy. We're always pulsating emotions, and that is in the field. So you do have special teams. You do have your guides and your teams that assist you with understanding energy, how to work with your energy field, because we're all, again, all of us are imprinted at different levels. We have different levels of activation in our DNA allocation. I'm the only one that talks about it. Somebody could be activated to a 30%. Somebody's only activated at less than 20. So they're not using a lot of their DNA. It's a very low consciousness. And so they're not going to be at the same level as a higher consciousness person is. But that's okay. They're still meant to be there. They're still meant to get what they can out of reality, but it's not going to be in the same pod, if you will, because the consciousness difference are too low, and they'll probably be shifted out. Because there has to be that maintaining of the base, the base vibration. You have to maintain the base vibration with Gaia. If you're not maintaining your vibration, your core vibration with Gaia, you're not going to be moving into ascension. You have to keep your core vibration at Gaia's pace. And Gaia is increasing her energy. The Schumann resonance and the Gaia's energy is increasing. That's why people have to deal with the triggers. That light is activating, that light is provoking those triggers to come forward, those subconscious beliefs, those subconscious less thans, those subconscious separations, childhood trauma, the discriminations that have been brought up through church and state and why they've kept us so separate and why they've kept us so subjugated. We have to deal with that. So deal with the triggers every day. That's called doing the work. As you do the work, you see yourself as a more rounded dodecahedron of the all that is, of Source Creator. That means that you're getting that consciousness that's more well-rounded, right? You don't want your consciousness to be at one state. You want to grow, right? You want to step outside the box, store beliefs. Step outside the box, store beliefs. Give yourself that greater umbrella, which is Source Creator. Source Creator is the greater umbrella. Source Creator is all that is. Source Creator has the commandmentship of Satan and Lucifer. Source Creator has the commandmentship of every deity that's ever lived. Source Creator has the commandmentship of cetaceans. Source Creator has the commandmentship of every human being. Source Creator knows of all life. Source Creator has been all life. Source Creator is all life. All of these things. So go to the bigger umbrella. Go to Source. You don't have to stay in one tiny little box of one belief or religion. We don't want you to do that. We want you to get out and expand yourself, because Source is all things. Source is the dodecahedron. Church, state, and church and state and religion is only that one facet of the dodecahedron. It's not all the dodecahedron. There's lots of different religions that you can say, okay, that's Buddhism, that's Baha'i, that's Catholicism. They're just different beliefs. It's not all that God is. God is all that is. God is all creation. God is all science. You want to take yourself to the highest place. God creation. And as we said, in 5D, when we move into the higher consciousness of 5D, Pleiades don't have religions. Sirius 5 to 60 to 70 consciousness on Sirius doesn't have religions. They don't have religions. They know who they are. They're all unified. It's a unity consciousness. They're all Source Creator. Religions are just low vibrational separatism ways to understand God in that God belief system. That's why there's so many different religions. They're not wrong. They're just saying it's a lower vibrational description of God. Source Creator is all that is. It's all that is. That's why you see many of the Satanists and many of the people that have been attacking me, they're all getting karma, because ultimately God still chooses, and God still determines, and God still mandates, and God still manages Lucifer and Satan. Make no mistake about it. They're not in opposition. They're not in opposition. God is all life. So if God says, okay, Satan, it's time, you got some bodies to pick up, you got some bodies to take away from, those are the ones that are abusing the laws. They've been told. So God will direct Satan and Lucifer. They're not a competition. You think they are. That's what you've been taught and told. Again, there's the spiritual knowledge on the planet is very low. It's very misguided. Very low consciousness of spiritual religion or spiritual knowledge. So again, let church and state stay where it is. Take the best of the practices from church and state. If you want to go to your churches, still go to your churches. But we're saying that there's a lot of corruption in the churches. It's a lot of misguidance, a lot of misinformation, a lot of misknowing. And a lot of the people that think they know what's going on, they don't. They're not well knowledge. They're not higher intelligent. So seek those people out that are aligned with the masters, that are initiated with the masters, that are initiated with the heavens, that are initiated with the Father's plan. I've been initiated with the Father's plan. I've been initiated with the world leaders. I know who I am. I know what I'm talking about. It's true is true. If it doesn't work for you and it doesn't fit for you, then you can move off my channel, and there's a billion more you can go look at. These are the truths of ascension and your soul's progression. I talk about the soul's progression. How important is your soul's progression? The only thing that matters as a human when you're coming into a body, you're on a spiritual journey, having a human encasing experience, and you also belong to all other dimensions and all other realities and all other planets. You're here to integrate all those aspects of you are, and all that you do, you become a more unified aspect of you. You start remembering all the other lifetimes. You start being from the other lifetimes. You start taking on the gifts, skills, and talents of those other lifetimes. I've proven it to you because you've seen it on my shows. I showed you how an integration looks like. Go back to my videos, do your research. We show you the process of a soul evolving. I've shown you. I've actually shown you in my classes, in my channels, in my shows. I show you what a soul's evolution looks like. I show you. I show you how energy transforms you. I show you how to alchemize. I show you the truth of light and dark. I show you these things. And then a few days later, it's all out in the news. It's all out in reality. And then they're paying these little people, these little peons, they're getting paid to come and keep provoking me so that I whatever it is they think I'm going to do. They've had these plots and plans since the day I was born. They've had over 55 plots and plans on my life. How many times have I died? There's actually paperwork out there that says I'm dead. How can I be dead? The people that are making money off of me, the people that have been scamming and stealing off of me while I'm sleeping in the streets. So everybody will be investigated. As the people came through in the show yesterday and they said, oh, we didn't mean to silence you. Yes, you did. You did silencing spells on me. That's actually intentional. If you take it into a court of law, I will sue you and you will be found guilty as charged. Intent. Magic is all about intention. Your karma begins at intent. So there will be new laws in the dark occult and covert abuse, systematic abuse. However, it's been how these elites have been running the world, how corrupt and shadow governments have been running the world, how cults and covens and corrupt churches have been running the world is dark occult abuse. And they think they're getting away with it. They think they're untouchable. They're paying everybody in the system, which is what happened in my case. 200 people were involved and every single one of them are getting their karma. There's no way out of it. The judges, the lawyers, the bankers, all of these people were being paid. They were being paid to assure that I would never step forward and be who I am in my destiny. Well, guess what? God overrides all of you. There are higher orders of energy. There are higher orders of celestials. I'm higher order in the spiritual courts. I am the higher order that will come to humanity and say, these are the new spiritual order laws. We're moving into 5D. Do you want to come with us or not? I'm not here to argue with anybody. That's not my job. My job is to say, these are the new rules. And the universe will converge around me because God has had enough. God has come down. The hand of God has had to intervene so that I survive because I am meant to be a true leader. And I haven't been because I've been so suppressed and I've been attacked every day of my life. Well, you don't own the rights to my destiny. I do. And I've claimed it. Shadow government, you're being moved aside. I want my money and I want my birth records. And you will give it to me. I want dual passports. I want an apology letter from both US and Canada, and I want my records. I've earned them. The only advanced divine feminine human in ultra-human status at the integration level and the processing level that I am. And we will change and make new laws. As I say it, so it is. Watch it converge around me. And there will be studies that will come out from those in the collective, and there will be studies that will come out that will prove what I say. What I say is. I don't have to argue with any of you. I shouldn't have to speak my truth so that my word is. I shouldn't have to fight for my voice. I should not have to fight for the basic human rights. This is who I am. If you don't like it, go off my channel. I'm not asking you to be here. I'm not going to fight about you and your religious beliefs. That's your problem. That's your beliefs. Those are your ideologies. They're not mine. I don't have to be at your level of consciousness. I will never be at your level of consciousness. So all your hate and all your blasphemy and all your defamation and all of your projections, that's where you're at. That's not where I am. I'm not going to continue with these energies any longer. Archangel Michael, move these energies out for the final time and give them karma, please. Thank you. I will not come on every day and fight for my space and my voice and my time. I have the right to be exactly who I am. There's a billion channels out on YouTube. Go to them. If you don't want to learn about eternal life, if you don't want to learn about energy and light, if you don't want to learn about how to manifest the 5D body and the 5D connection with Source Creator, then move off my channel. It's very easy. It's free will. And if I take you to court, which I will, because I'll be suing everybody for hate crimes. If we go to court, it will absolutely be seen. It's a free will channel. Why are you there? Why are you there bothering her? Why are you bullying her? Why are you intimidating her? Why are you provoking her? Why? Because you're getting paid. Why? Because we want to hate you. Why? Because we like things the way they are, dark and nasty and trafficking. And we get paid to do dark occult. We want it to stay that way. Well, you're not the rest of the voice of the collective. The voice of the collective says they have the right to move forward, and we will. So you're a minority. So you can move forward and you can go do your thing on Epstein Earth. You will be moved to your core vibration. That's just the basics of quantum law. Go study quantum law and you'll get it. But you don't. You're going to come on here and you're going to keep provoking me and wasting my time and wasting my energies. Archangel Michael, get these energies and these leeches off of my channel. Get them off my channel, please. This has been 10 years of every day I go live, my videos get pilfered, my dates get messed with, and I have people that come on, up to the 20 that come on and they provoke and they bully. And it's not okay. Go to Daniel Scranton's channel when he goes live. Go to Daniel Scranton, go to Bashar, go to Daryl Anka, and go to Lee Carroll. Every time these people go live, they don't have these comments. They don't have these people bullying. They don't have these people. I do. Why is that? Why is Divine Feminine having to stand in her power, having to stand in her order 100 times harder, 100 times longer, 100 times better than any other person on this planet? Why is that? And that's why I came here, is because it's been in a red flag. Because there's no respect for Divine Feminine, there's no respect for higher spiritual order, there's no respect for higher spiritual knowledge and intelligence. And I'm here to teach it. And I have wasted my time and my energy speaking the tongue and speaking sacred and speaking all of this when I get blasted with ignorance and people that are paid to be ignorant. People that are paid to hate, people that are paid to intimidate, people that are paid to bully. Because they want a reaction and they want to provoke me. And so there is a sifting out, there is a shifting out. I have my right to be exactly who I am. I am the Messiah. I will come and speak higher order, and I will come and speak sacred tongue. And all of those that come against me, you will get immediate karma. I have extra protection around me every day that I walk forward, because I am here to create greater good for those that have been suffering from the actions of such low vibrational, selfish, satanic, ritualistic, hate people that all they do every day is dark occult, blasphemy and damage and harm and fraud and trafficking rings and sex rings and all of these things that lure humanity in to very sad states that you will never get out of. I survived. I'm never going back. The cults and covens can look at their lives and see, do we want to go to Epstein Earth or do you want to go into eternal life? Because there's not a lot of windows left here. And you do have to redeem what you've done. Every person that has come against me, you do have to redeem what you have done, because you will get karma, and it's going to keep coming until I have been made in balance. And there's no balance made to me yet. So those that would like to redeem themselves, go to Spirit and ask, how may I redeem myself? How may I redeem myself from the 8,000 sacrifices and curses and hexes and all of these things that I've been a part of, and I did? How do I make sense of that? How do I make good with that? And you'll be guided. I do have a PayPal channel that you can donate to, because I do need donations to get my financial life back in order, because I've been sabotaged for about 10 years solid from groups of 20 to 50 to 100. And no one person deserves groups and gangs and resources of deep pockets on the highest paid people on the planet to attack me every day so that I never ever get up. I'm going to keep getting up. Nobody will stop me from getting up. And I'm not going to keep fighting for my voice. I have my rights. And everybody will be having action taken against them. Legally. Because I have my rights to be who I am. There are things called human rights. Sacrificing is premeditated murder. It's the intent. And there's lots of evidence, and it will be proven, and we will make new laws. Intending to silence, intending to have poverty, intending to ruin their lives, intending to sabotage, intending to do whatever has been done. Thousands. You can't count what's been done on my life and why I sit in the streets. So God had to come in, the hand of God, the actual hand of God. God had to play babysitter to these people that were very, very low vibrational in their behaviors, because they refused to give me my credits due. They refused to give me my throne. They refused to give me my flowers. They refused to give me my money. They refused to give me my birth records. They refused to have me stand up and ever say a word. That's how much hate is in these people's heart. And when I tune in telepathically, they actually say, we just want you to die. This is where these hearts are with these people. It's hate crime. They're saying right now, we don't like what you're saying, so get off my channel. Get off my channel. If you don't like what I'm saying, get off my channel. My consciousness teaching is not directed for you. You're purposely coming on and interfering with my energy. You're choosing to interfere. Therefore, thus then, you're going to be called out. Karma for this person's speaking spirit. Karma. They're intentionally coming on. They're intentionally disturbing me and my energy and everybody else that wants to learn high consciousness. Move them off, please. If you don't like what is being said, then go and look at your triggers. What are your triggers? What are the belief systems within you? Where are you being triggered and why? That's called doing the work. Sit down and do the work. Why am I triggered? And do the work. Write it out. This is how I feel. This is what I'm experiencing. This is how I feel. This is what I'm experiencing. Do the work. This is called alchemy. Do the work. Get to know who you are. If you don't do the work, you won't know who you are. That's why the number one theory and the number one question in all awakening is know thyself. Do you know thyself? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you exist within? Do you know what exists within you? You're all spirit. Everything else is spirit. Everything else is a hologram. It's all spirit. It's all God. You have your right to be you. You've been, all of these people have been hateful for 50 years. So they get their right to be hateful. They get their right to have their cake and eat it times 13. They get their right to double standard and falsify fabrications and falsify accusations. But I can't be me and stand up and talk about God in different ways. How's that okay? How's that fair? So these people get to be criminals. These people get to be paid criminals. These people get to walk around and be paid being hateful and luring children into trafficking and luring children into falsifying their bearing false witness in court. These people get to be horrible, evil, criminals. Evil, criminals. They get their right to do that, but I don't get my right to have my channel open to everybody on the planet. Why is that? Why does divine feminine come forward and speak higher truths and she doesn't get her rightful place in creation? Why is that? This is what we're here to face, dear lighted ones, because it's discrimination on every level. Where are the divine feminine role models in our reality? Who are they? There's not many, is there? We're changing that. God's plan is and will be. We have a soul's blueprint that God designs each and every one of us with, and nothing will stand in that way of your destiny. So that's why we say do the work, because if you do the work, you're going to know your destiny. I know my destiny. I've always known it. I don't have to make people around me believe I don't care what people believe. It's not my job to make you believe. God will lift me, and then you sort out your beliefs. Sort out your beliefs. I'm not here to change your beliefs. I'm here to be me. I have my rights. That's my universal right, and everything will converge around me. I'm here to create change. I'm here to break up the density. I'm here to call people out on their corruption. That's my job. I walk with the Numis. I walk with the heavens. That's my job. Take it up with God if you don't like it. I know who I am. So why do I get bullied? Because I know who I am. Why do I get attacked? Why do I get sabotaged? Why is all my money taken? Because I know who I am. You want to know why? Because they don't want me showing it to other people. They don't want everybody to know who they are. Because then you get taken out of their control and domination programs. You're meant to be sovereign. I am 100% sovereign. Nothing will sway me from being godly. Nothing will sway me, and they've tried. Their MK Ultra and their chakra attacks and their 50 plus sacrifices and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Daily bullying, daily stalking, daily spying, daily hacking, daily sabotaging. You can't keep up with it. One person against 200. There will be charges laid, period. And everybody will have to face their karma and the damages and the suffering they've done to one innocent, divine, feminine, angelic healer. I am angelic. I am Jesus's twin ray. I have lots of starseed cluster energy and codes, and when people face me, their lives are forever changed. When they come forward to me with a pure intention, they will be forever changed. I am here to set new motion on energetic fields and energetic frequencies for humanity. I am the peak of the momentum for humanity's ascension. And I don't have to keep saying it over and over again. There will be things coming out that will prove it. There will be studies that will prove what I have said. So I'm not wasting any more of my time to make anybody believe because they have low vibrational beliefs. Your beliefs are your issue. Work on your beliefs. What I say matters. What I say changes matter because God hath given me that. God hath said, thy daughter has been initiated and she hath proved herself. Therefore, thus then, she is godly and what she says goes. That's why there are legions by the bajillions behind me and around me and of me, and they will make sure that what I say goes. Because it's time for humanity to walk forward in new energy and light. The garden is new. This is my garden. And if you're not nourishing life and protecting it at all costs, you will be moved. It is that simple. Consciousness is a thing you earn. Through understanding unity consciousness and who art thou in thy garden, do unto others. The right use of free will and non-interference. Your arrogance and ignorance will no longer be acceptable. It's not tolerated anymore. Hate contracts and hate assassination contracts and all the things that have been done in the black web. The black web will be pulled like the zit that it is. The black web will be pulled and all its affiliates will be pulled. That's my word. Every day it is. Shadow governments will be pulled one by one, and they will have the most humiliating of the karma because they have been responsible for inciting and paying for danger in every community. When they're involving the cults and covens to be paid to take people out and to sacrifice them and run them in circles and run them in sabotage so that they never get up and they do end up on the street. And I am the only one that has made it. I'm the only one that has survived. And you better bet that my voice will stick. Take it up with God if you got problems with it. Those are your things you need to heal, not mine. I will go forward and I will be as I am. I've claimed my throne. I have claimed who I am. God says today is my day. And I will take that gavel and I will take that staff and I will be higher order spiritual law. Again, you have options to come to my channel or not. I don't care about follows. I care about the people in the collective that want higher order teaching and they're not getting it. They're not getting it because people attack me and every time I say something that is truthful. Understand your energy, understand your chakras, what exists within them. Your chakras exist within all of the lifetimes you've ever lived on, any body, any skill, any wisdom, any gift, any intelligence your chakras have. So if you're not looking after your chakras, you won't get that intelligence and wisdom. Your chakras are beautiful discs of information and wisdom, and it's multidimensional, and you activate it as you heal. And that's why they had many groups and many military and people involved at many official positions that have been set out to attack my chakras since the day I was born. They've been doing these attacks since the day I was born. And God said enough. God, the hand of God right now is moving people all over the place. Everybody has been told to leave me alone. As of 3 years ago, everybody's given 3 years to make things right. Everybody's given 3 years to return my monies that you stole, you had no right to touch. Calgary cult. The corrupt businesses in Calgary. Every corrupt hand in Calgary that had their hand on raping of my life. I said the same thing back then as I do now. I know who I am within creation. I have an important role with the Creator. I know my job with the Creator. It's my divine plan with the Creator. Get out of my way. I have my job to do. That is to inspire new humanity for higher vibrational intelligence. Talk to all the other channelers is what they talk about. I'm the human, I'm the integrated human that's actually leading the collective. I'm not just going to channel about it, I'm actually going to do the work too, and I'm going to walk with you. That's my job. I don't lead from a high up place and point and tell people what to do. No, I'm actually walking with you. I'm actually healing with you. I'm actually creating light schools with you. That's my job. That's who I am. I'm the mother of the planet. You take away me and you rape and kill me, you're raping and killing the abundance, you're raping and killing the waters, you're going to take life out of the planet altogether. That's why God will never allow me to be taken. Because you're not getting it. These people are not highly intelligent. They're not highly advanced. They don't get divine feminine energy and the damages that have been done to the planet because of the hate and the misogyny and the imbalances that have been doing for 5,000 years. As we said, all of our systems are run by 98% white men, elite white men. And the elite white men are of the most wounded. They've created misogynistic programs where their word goes, and it's highly corrupt. Nobody's healed. They're not consciously tapped in. They're not aligned. And God will place whoever God needs to make sure that the people get the information the people need. These are highly advanced times where we can learn and we can be and we can expand and we can heal and we can grow into whatever it is that we choose. We are sovereign. We don't need anyone telling us who and what we are. Do the inner work and you will see who you are. You will be connected with God. You will learn how to connect with God and spirit. And you can have all the special pictures that you want. And you can go on TV and you can talk about them. Be the unique version of you. I am the unique version of me. I have not changed. I've always had the same message. Who are you? You're divine God creators. So start acting like it. Go within and be that unique version of genuine you. You don't need to be like anyone else. Why would you want to be like anyone else? Your DNA is specifically for you. Your gifts and skills are specifically for you. You come from different planets. You come from different seed. You have different experiences. You have different lineage. You have different familial experiences. Be you. The puzzle requires your unique piece, not a fabrication of somebody else or a copying or a doppelganger or whatever you want to call them, or a clone. All these things have been done in the collective because everybody's trying to chase what's the next best thing? What's the next thing? Well, who's going to get the ascension next? It's just, there's so much no sense of self. Nobody knows where to go for their energy. Nobody knows how to get their energy, and it's all abuse of life force. That's what needs to be healed in the collective right now. Is all of the people that are chasing superficiality, that are chasing the outer, that want the next hit, that want the next important thing, and then they go and make up other things to make it look like it. That's not your soul's blueprint. Your soul's blueprint is never to copy someone else. Your soul's blueprint will never ever say that. Your soul's blueprint would never ever say, go sacrifice somebody so that you can swap a destiny. Your soul's blueprint would never say that. Your higher self would never say that. That's not higher order. That is low vibrational consciousness of thieving. Just wrapping it up in dark occult. Thinking that you're going to be untouchable because nobody's going to know you're sacrificing people. You will. There will be people sent to jail for life for doing constant dark occult sacrificing. There's people that will be proven. They've taken a lot of money. They've paid a lot of money. They've done direct hits and assassin hits on sacrificing. And these people will be placed in jail for life. It is premeditated murder over and over and over and over again. You're not untouchable. Understand energy. Entropy goes this way. Eternal life goes this way. So you choose. Your church and state have shown you they're not going to show you through ascension. They want to block you. They do not want you to know higher order. They do not want you to be sovereign. They do not want you to be in your Christhood. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with your Christed light body. And when you activate your light body, you become more intelligent because you're using light instead of old information that's not valid in a higher vibrational realm. These are truths, and you can go look them up. And in a couple of days, they'll be proven because everything I say comes forward in a couple of days. The predictions are 100. So why am I getting bullied? Because I speak truth. Because you're standing in not truth. That's why. So deal with your triggers. Why are you living in a lie? Why are you fooling yourself? Who are you? Do your work. That's my job. My job is to trigger you. Do your work. Go heal. I'm not your problem. I'm speaking truth. You're not in it. So do the healing. Live in your truth. When you live in your truth, your fields light up. Your fields light up. You live in a light field because you're not hiding anything. You're allowing source light to live through you. There's nothing to hide. What are you lying for? Be transparent. What's the big deal? What are you hiding? Why would you lie? Because you want people to like you? So they're not really liking you. They're liking a fabrication of you. So why don't you just be you and see where that goes? I survived what I shouldn't have survived. And I'm going to keep talking about it. Why? Because there's a lot of people that are going to be coming out of trafficking. A lot of people are going to try to be lured back. And people that come onto other people's chat land try to lure them back into hate programs. They get paid. These people get paid. These minions get paid. They get paid by higher elites and higher officials to see how many people they can sway back into the darkness because they feed off their life force. And Source has absolutely cut all cords for those that were harvesting off. Nobody can harvest off me ever again. Ever. There will be no more harvesting off me ever again. It is immediate karma. It is immediate spiritual order. And they get their spiritual order, they get put in spiritual jail. They touch my Akash, they get in spiritual jail. And then it manifests to the physical. So keep testing and keep testing God. Keep testing God and see what happens. There's a whole new realm of beings that are walking around me right now. And they just are waiting for anybody to pick up anything at me. They're just waiting. They've had enough. The ancestors have said had enough. They have had enough. They've had enough up to here. Times 10. You know how many timelines have been wasted? You know how much time has been wasted? The bottleneck that has been wasted for people trying to pull me back in their harvesting rings because they want to suck the fucking life out of me? Because they're too lazy to get healed? They don't want to face the choices they've made? So anybody from Calgary that's wanting to come back and you think you're family and you think you're this and you think you're that, you want to say sorry and you want to give me your confession, you think you've changed, I don't care. I don't care how much you've changed. I don't care what your confessions are. You stole from me. You owe me. You paid a lot of money to take me out. You paid a lot of money and you laughed on my demise. You laughed at my suffering. You laughed at my everything. You never helped me when I was down. You never helped me when I was on the street. We are not friends ever. We will never, ever be friends. Don't ever come towards me. I will call the police. If I ever see you coming towards me, I will call the police. And my angels and my ancestors will make sure that something will happen. Your car will break down. The tires will fall off so that you never come towards me. I've told you 1,000,000,000 times. 0 of the 200 people, you know what you have done to me. You've all been given time and you've all been given answers and you've all been given energy on what to do to make it right. And if you choose not to make it right, you're going to get equal karma. That's just the way it is, and I will not help you out of it. You need to come to me directly. You need to book an appointment, and you need to pay to talk to me if you want to collaborate with me. And God will only bring those forward that are true and pure of heart. And you will pay to speak with me. What happened to me should have never happened. It was just overkill. It was overkill to the nth degree. It was cruel, malicious overkill. And the people at the top that were directing it, you absolutely know it was overkill. I should have not survived. Well, the selfish, greedy people were going to take and swarm my life for all of my intellectual property, all of my work, all of my content, pretend that they were me, and take all my inheritances, which they didn't earn. They ran a sex cult. They're nowhere near having an ounce of consciousness that I do, or ever will. Consciousness is earned. You cannot fake it. You cannot swap a destiny of somebody like me in somebody that runs a sex cult. Quantum energies don't match. So there's extra protection around those of us that are meant to move the collective forward into higher intelligence. We are moving forward in ascension, and yes, it's going to be bumpy. We've never been here before, so it's not going to be a clear-cut answer every time we come on. I will give the clearest intentions and the clearest channels through voice, through the source creator, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to have a garden, and we're going to be equal, and we're going to be loving, and we're going to be caring, and the monies are going to go back to the people. The monies are not going to go to the top 5% elite, so that the top 5% elite can send out programs of harvesting and MK Ultra programs and Epstein programs to harvest all the starseeds and all the light workers. And the light workers keep getting bullied and attacked every day by low vibrational, warped Masonic witches and warlocks that get paid to hate them and hurt them and sabotage them and kill them. This is what's been going on. It's a human hunting program. It's a human hunting machine, and it's done. The sabotage of humanity is done. This is my word this day. Write it down in the Akash, Spirit. The liturgies of light have spoken. The black web will be pulled, trafficking rings will be pulled, and the human hunting machine and the human hunger machine is done. Systems will be faltering all over the place. Thank you. It's noted in the Akash. We're moving forward, dear lighted ones. And if you so choose to be a part of the collective that has worked hard and done nothing but stand in your truth and work as hard as you can for as little as you can, you will be one of the ones that will be getting repaid for your beautiful work and standing in your power of just doing good deeds. Because you deserve to have a break. You don't deserve to work 3 jobs just to earn your basic meals, while the elites are walking around and paying dark cults and covens to go around traveling around the world and getting more voodoo hits on people. How egregious. You'll all be known for what you've done. And karma appropriately, please. And I will be protected. Anything you do to send or attack me is going to come right back at you, so expect it. So again, that's your compass? You're getting paid to do that? You're getting paid to have karma thrown at you. Okay. Well, if that's your thing, good for you. Okay, so we have a half an hour before the end. Our soul's blueprint considers a lot of design that source creator and your highest teams to the 13th dimension have assisted in the design of who you are, and what you've come to experience and explore and express. When we are on a spiritual journey, all our souls care about is how we explore, how we express ourselves, and how we experience ourselves as source creator. The growing consciousness of the all, of the micro macro of all that is, the quantum energies of all that is, the quantum recombination of source creator. And we must balance our divine feminine energies so that we bring divine feminine back into her rightful place, so that she is seeding and nourishing the planet with good seed, with abundant waters and abundant gardens and abundant stories and abundant teachings for her children to walk forward with their heads held up high, so that they're not being sold to trafficking and sex groups and crime groups. We want better role models, dear lighted ones. And so perhaps we start being it and acting of it. Because everything is watched and seen, as we said yesterday. Those beautiful beings that were on their way to moving back into source, they had left their positive energy for the collective and those that so desire. When they know they're working with energy and they're working with their energies every day, there was extra positive, loving energy there for you to play with and alchemize with. And those beings that gave you, as they exited, they gave you their positive karma because they didn't deserve to be taken out. So we asked at the end of that as these beautiful beings that were taken out wrongly, that there was no legal right to have any of these beings touched, but they were, because of corrupt people. So they left their positive karma behind for the collective. They're going to be coming back into the collective in future bodies. That's just good karma. They've done some good karma things. They never should have been taken out. They never should have been touched, and God gave them the opportunity. So all of those in the collective video yesterday, there are those that could go forward and they could work very benevolently with that energy. Say, Source Creator and my higher self, can you bring me any part of that energy that would be an allocation of mine? Not all of it, of course, but can you give me a percentage of that that's mine? And I'd like to start manifesting a new office for myself so that I can do my work and I can have my clients come in a professional office. That's moving to the collective. It's a benevolent offering. It's benevolent so your growth, so that energy would be provided to you. And then there's somebody else that said, okay, well, I caught the end of that video. I didn't really catch the whole class because I just like to go in there. I like to intimidate and I like to poke around. I like to piss people off. So I'm going to use that energy. And they go out on the forest and they go out on their graveyard and they start manifesting with that energy. So what do you think they're going to manifest? They're going to manifest exactly where, again, what you do and how you do it manifests where you are. What you do and how you do and how you do it. That's going to manifest what you are. Intent, karma begins with intent. If your intent is just to take, rape, and steal, that's what you'll be. That's where you'll go. Those are crimes. Those are consequences. Bye. Everybody will find out. Karma is very real. Are you going to grow up now? Are you going to heal now? Because it doesn't matter what you do on that cycle of karma. It's going to come back and it's going to come back and it's going to come back. And eventually you're going to wake up and say, maybe I better stop banging my head against the wall because it's getting really sore now. Because quantum laws are quantum laws. They're not going to change for you. Again, the spiritual laws on this planet that have allowed the corrupt people to get away with crimes and murder, literal murder, they're changing now because universal laws are. The laws will not rewrite themselves because people want to maintain corruption and pay everybody to stay in darkness and pay everybody to stay in black voodoo, numb and dumbness. And that's what a lot of people are doing right now is they're cleansing and clearing the black magic brain fog. And they're waking up to say, hey, what the heck was going on? What was I agreeing to? What was going on in there? And it does affect your cognitive abilities. And that's why many of these people will have mental instability and mental disease because they've been conjuring it. That's all they do is conjure deities. So sit in your karma. You conjured it. We told you a million times. What do you think you're going to get when all you do is hate? You're going to get hate. You're going to get the hate you bore. You bore it. So now face it. If you want to alchemize it, then alchemize it. How are you going to alchemize it? Love. So everybody has to face what's been going on. Because energy is energy. It doesn't go anywhere. You just have to alchemize it into something new. And every one of us has a unique position to play. Every one of us has a unique part to play in humanity's ascension. So each and every one of us should be paying attention when you wake up in the morning, set 2 hours aside and do your daily ascension path work. Align with your celestials and your angels. Align with your higher self. Get out your journal and have a 25-minute meditation and sit in silence, sit in connection, sit in alignment, sit in relationship with spirit. Call in information about your health, about your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, and then jot down and write down what you get, what you see, what you sense, visions, memories. Write it down. Start the path work. That's how you become self-awakened, self-evolved. If you're not doing the work, you're not evolved, period. Because you don't know yourself. A dodecahedron being is someone exactly like myself, where I can come on, I can take one topic and I can go 150 ways around it. Because that's a dodecahedron. I can go whatever direction you want. I'm tapped in, I'm turned on. God and I never shut off. I teach people how to be turned on all the time with Source. It's just a perspective. It's a belief shift. I've always been with Source. I've just had to put up with realities and people in the realities that have tried to enforce Source out of me. You cannot force Source out of me. I've always been Source. I am a creator God. Things move as I speak it. So what I'm asking for now is I'm asking for my retributions to become in my life now. I want my retributions returned now. It's been 50 years of chaos and damage and suffering and loss and sabotage and harm to my body and my fields. I want my retributions now. There's people that owe me. I want the retributions now. It's on its way. Thank you. So everybody open up, clear the fields, call in light. Call in the highest light of Holy Creator. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Call in your angels and your systems of light and your guides, and have your guides bathe your fields with holy light, crystalline light, gold and silver crystalline light, transparent light. You say it out loud, your cells will hear you, your skin will hear you, your fields will hear you. I am light. I am sovereign, I know who I am. Alignment, relationship, I know who I am. I am the voice of God, I know who I am. Hey, anai, si amai, te sinamai, ai anaki inai. Bathe your field with holy light. Past, present, future, holy light. Call your soul fragments in with light. As you are light. Call your soul fragments in. Open up with your higher self. Feel yourself ground through the pillar of light, ground to the pillar of light, ground to the pillar of light, ground into the sands and soils of Gaia, your Earth Star chakra. Anate se anaikia Shitama te kete na a se te kina matai te kete te ama a shit te kete na te ananakata ama a te ke shit te kina nakata. Alla manakata te ke shena nakata kaina makata te kina nakata te kina mama e te kina makata te ke laina makata te kina nakate laina nakete te ke shena makata te kana e sena mai kata te kina kana nakaya na te kete na mashai na kata te kina makata te daina marai te kina nakaya na naka. Take a deep breath and ground. Solar plexus and heart chakra. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I call you in. May I harmonize with the highest aspect of myself and the Mother, Father, God, and the Holy Creator. May I be aligned in relationship and communion with the higher vibrations of love and light. I am aligned with my highest version of me. I am sovereign within me. My voice is that it is. And why is it so important to activate your DNA, dear lighted ones, and play in the expression of who you are? Because you activate those ancestral skills. You activate those energies that are in your field, ready to be sent out to the webbing and the weaving of the gossamer, all that is, threads of all that is, source creator of all that is. And if you're not playing with your voice, you're not playing with those aspects of light language, how do you know? How do you know it's going to be a joy if you never practice and try it? How do you know you can't sing if you never sing? We want you to move around and dance, dear lighted ones. We want you to play in different ways because you're going to activate your something that will be remembered, a vision, a remembrance, something that feels good and wow, that felt different. I don't know what I'm saying it, but it feels good. Light language clears the density and the calcium out of those old belief systems. Light language is a high vibrational language, including of all of your ancestors, earth and off earth. And why each and every one of you will have a different light language. It's meant to be that way. You're not meant to all be the same. Have we got that lesson already? You're not meant to be the same. Why would you want to be? You're dynamic, diverse beings and species that have different DNA allocations and different activations and different work that each of every one of you do. Why would you want to be the same? It's not fair to have someone that's been a master 10 times over be placed in the same box as somebody that doesn't want to live. No, I'm here to teach people how to live, how to get in touch with Source, how to pay no attention to those haters and move in your own way. Doesn't matter how much voodoo and curses and hexes you're taking. Get up. We got you. God will support you. Truth is. And that's what moves mountains, dear lighted ones. Source says, watch this. Something's going to happen here. And I'm going to say these words through my daughter. And in a day or two, and it may be hours, it's going to come forward. Why? Because that's my word. Because I shocked y'all, didn't I? When I sent you a divine feminine Messiah, didn't I? I shocked you all. But that's what some of you needed. Why? Because there was so much discrimination. This planet was held in so much imbalance. Well, guess what? Lots of things are going to unfold and it's going to shock you. Because that's what you all need to wake up. You're in a family of one now, dear lighted ones. You're going to get to know your light.
Are you going to get to know how you've been designed? Are you going to get to know what the earth walks as? Because our earth walks as you walk with it. Are you going to give it its credit? Are you going to give energy credit? Are you going to give the omnipresent credit? Are you going to give source credit for your beautiful design of your DNA, for leading you to this beautiful teacher right here, right now? Are you going to give anything credit outside of you? You brought yourself here. Can you celebrate that? That's a step. Can you love yourself as God because you brought yourself here and you stayed? And you didn't do the activations, you didn't do the provoking, and you didn't do all the hate stuff and the bullying and the intimidation. No, you're here to learn, and you're here to expand, and you're here to have an education of evolution, because that's what all that matters to your soul. Are you evolving? And if not, why not? Why aren't you evolving? Those that are here to evolve, stand up. Are you counted today on this very sacred day? This is a very sacred day for some of those that are moving forward in initiation. Would you like to be initiated today? Then you need to stand up. Take your place in this criterium. Take your place with the federations. Take your place with Archangel Michael. Take your place with the Assembly of Light. Take your place with the Councils of Light. Take your place with the Star Councils. Are you here? Say yes. Are you here? Say yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. The mother and the father. Will you bow to the mother and the father? Will you bow to the mother and the father as being a part of your DNA? A part of your love that has always given you life and eternal life? Will you be a part of the councils of love and light? Will you protect light at all costs? Will you protect love at all costs? Will you come forward every day no matter how hard it is and just keep getting up and keep doing your thing? Because that's all that matters to God, is as long as you get up and create from wherever you're at. You don't have to have all the tools. You don't have to have all the knowledge. Just get up and create from where you're at. And that's the epitome of my story. I had nothing. Nobody helped. I didn't have anything, not a penny to my name. And I still manifested. And I'm still exactly who I am. Ain't nobody gonna put their thumb on me. I'm God's greatest gift. Make no mistake about that. I want each and every one of you to know, as you place your hand on your divine sacred heart, will you be initiated today? May you run your initiation through me, Holy Mother and Father, and the councils of light, wherever their souls' blueprints shall take them. If there's any densities, if there's any blockages that you would like me to remove, then you may say this through my sacred tongue, and it shall be removed. In the next couple of days, you will feel different than you were when you walked in. Any of you giving your permission for this change and this alteration and this healing, say, yes, I give this alteration, I give this healing permission. Archangel Michael and the angels and the guides, please protect the space, please. Mother and Father, and the guides and the angelics and the ancestors, may you stand aside and may you offer your help and your light to all those that wish a healing and a release of any densities. And I will still speak and sing, Holy Lord, Mother, Father, God, love you so. Release all the densities in that. 1, 2, 3, gone are the densities. 1, 2, 3, gone are the densities. Open up your hands, palms up. Teshanamakai didike naidike de nama neshinmakara de kin namakara de kin namakara de kin nana eshinmakara de kin namakara de kin nana hilalamakara de kin namakara de kin namakara de kin namakara de kin nana sitima education namaka tikin maka de namakara de kin na sitima di de kana kai de ma teche shishimaka titin namakara de kin na tit and mamaka tikin namakara de kan namaka. Take a deep breath. Feel yourself being bathed with holy light, bathed with holy light, bathed with holy light, and slowly exhale. Grounding your energies into the Gaia grids. Shinamakara de Kina Makara de Kaina Makara de Kishin Makara de Kaina Makara de Kina Makara de Kina Nakati, Shinamakara de Kina Makara de Kina, Alamad de Kina Mad de Kishin and Makara de Kina Makara de Ka, Alamanakara de Kina Makara de Kina Makara de Kina Nakata de Kina Makara de Ka. Sinamakara de Kina Naka, Sinamakara de Kina Naka, Sinamakara de Ki, Lain Maka, Atiki, Sinamakara de Kina Naka. Deep breath. Hey Shimakala, like it again, Makara de Kata de Kata, the Kina Kanaka de Kina Kanaka de Kina Makara de Kina Kata de Kina Makara de Ka. You've all been bathed with the Holy Christ. You've each had codes to your solar plexus through your teams and through your guides, reminding you who you are at your soul level. That's what we do, is we see the soul of you. We see the soul record of you. We don't see what you've been in this lifetime. We see the soul record of you. We see who you are in the heavenly state. See yourself there in your I am presence. I am that I am. I am the highest state of my godliness. I am sovereign. I am reactivated in communion with Mother Father. I am reactivated in communion with Source Creator. I am reactivated within my source of who I am. I am that I am. Say it with proud voice. I am that I am. Say your name. These are ceremonies of initiation, dear lighted ones. You set the intention. Doesn't it feel better to intend healing, to intend sovereignty, to intend Christ consciousness? Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that feel more empowering than going to some place and saying, who am I? Don't let anybody outside of you tell you who you are. No, you know who you are. Stand up. Who are you? Say your names aloud. I offer myself to the Holy Creator, however I may serve, and find out my own initiations of excitement of creation. So I may dance and I may sing freely, and I may gain light freely, and I may know who I am in higher intelligence, so that I may be a role model of me and in me. I choose, I choose, I choose. Take a deep breath. And hold a space of self-love and self-care in your divine sacred heart. I love myself, and I will care for myself, and I will love myself and honor myself, and ensure that there are good energies and nourishing things in my environment. Thought, word, and deed. It's my choice, it's my commandmentship. I am my own sovereignty. From here on out, I choose to take care of who I am in my fields. My light is my light, and it's my responsibility. My soul's record is my soul's record, it's my responsibility. My soul's blueprint is my soul's blueprint, it's my responsibility. And nobody will do it for you. So work with your triggers every day. It's your best access to your highest truth. Don't be afraid of it, dear lighted ones. It's just alchemy. It's all it is. Book a session or an appointment if you wish. And now you can sit down, please. You have been initiated. Just know that within the next couple of days, there'll be energy that will be moving, so drink lots of water and get lots of rest. And ask your angels and guide and do your path work in the morning, and then do your healing sessions at night. If you'd like confirmation on any of these experiences, you can book a session with me. PayPal.me/Joanna L. Ross. Now, for this communing 10-minute time, anybody that would like to ask a question, telepathically, you can ask a question. Picture of my baby. Hello, sweetie. All right, dear lighted ones. Is everybody having a good time? Thank you for watching the chat room. Okay, we have a few minutes. Let's do a few questions. Anybody would like to ask a question telepathically? Just feel the question move from your heart space out to the all, and I will receive your question. Ah, lots of beautiful energy. I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, I love you. I love you, Gaia. I love you, ancestors. I love you, angels. I love you, celestials. I love you, Mother Father. Thank you, Mother Father. Thank you, Mother Father. I love you. I love you. I love you, Mother Father. Thank you for allowing me to be all that I am. Thank you for allowing me to be lifted, Mother Father. I love you. I love you. Any questions? Where would I like to stay when I come to visit? Where am I visiting? I had my passport stolen, so it's going to be a while before I go anywhere. I do love garden suites, though, because I like to be close to the ground and I like to play with the gardens. So I do love garden suites.
I don't like to be high up in the sky. I'd prefer to be down in the ground, because that's where I get to play and I get to be healed and I get to bring healing to the planet. I get to do a lot of work on the ground, although I'm always in light ships too. Any questions, my darlings? My darlings. My darlings. Philanthropy is going to be moving up because we're going to be having the resources returned back to the people, and the people are going to be thinking of many creative ways for the monies to be put into systems that will just keep flowing the money back and forth to the peoples, into new systems that will be socio-altruistic. Philanthropy will be a big thing for the collective, and they're going to be so excited, and they will see the return on it tenfold. What is your heart? Your abundance is so within your heart, dear lighted ones. Thank you for coming up with these beautiful, beautiful engagements of abundance. And I love you. The Christ loves you. The Christ says that, can you see us as a similitude? And if not, why not? Is it so hard to see me as a piece of the daughter, and vice versa? And why not? For we are within every one of you. It's just your perspective, dear lighted ones, on your separation. You are one with all that God is. God provides that all to you so that you can have that perspective. That's what it's all about. Your spiritual perspective is going to shift and change. Isn't that lovely? You'll be very healed through this. Can you see the unity and oneness? And give yourself celebration and dance. And those that have come to you with great respect and honor, with eons of intentions, of wisdoms and knowledge and vibrations that you'll never see again on this planet. And why can't you give these beings the respect that they are due? Why is there such hate in those ones that come forward with such different vibrations than you? Celestials have been on the planet since the beginning of time, and yet there's such beliefs on your planet as if you're the only life in the galaxy. How is that? Your DNA says that you've got a multitude of species within you. You've been here for a very long time. The one before you is proving that to you. This one before you has given an experience of a soul integration right in front of you, of a 1950s timeline. She wasn't born in the 50s. That was one of her lifetimes. She talks about all the lifetimes she's integrates. She shows you, she proves it to you. Why is it so hard for all of you? Those that do the bullying, those that are separation. Multidimensionality will allow you to stretch and have a new perspective. And the Christ can speak through me at any point in time. And there's been so many beliefs and ideologies about the Christ and about Jesus saving you in particularly. There's been so many misguidances. That was never the intention. The intention was that you step into your own Christhood, your sovereignty. As Jesus said, don't be like me, you are. Stop placing yourself in the shoes of other people. Dear lighted ones, be you. You have a Christed toolkit within you. Just you. That's what that meant. The Christ is returning within you. Seek it. It's within you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We have time for one more question. Thank you, Jesus. I love you. Anybody with a question? We're building bridges of rainbow light. Yes, we choose to walk on higher ground. We're going to heal discrimination every time it comes up. Divine Feminine will be seen in our collective. We're changing socio-altruistic systems to include all people and all voices and all diversities. We're going to have a higher understanding of what translateral energy is, and allow all people to have the experience of whatever their body is in the time that they're moving through it. We just need higher vibrational informations, education, and knowledge
about the soul's progression, how somebody moves within their body, the vessel that they have, the bones and the skin that they have, how somebody experiences their bone and their skin in their soul's progression, in their soul's evolution is up to them. God has designed a soul blueprint just for them. But know that the body that you are born is absolutely chosen by you at the highest level. Therefore, thus then, there's something to learn in the body that you have. Allow the soul's progression to be your highest priority before you do anything to your body and alter it. Your higher soul's priority is to have the body that you have for the reasons that you chose it. You're experiencing the vibrational experiences of trans, and it's been explained in different ways, and it's been discriminated and botched in different ways on the 3D level because there has been no higher vibrational information. Translateral just means that whatever body you are in, you have access to your divine feminine masculine energies in the axional lines where it moves back and forth. When you become awakened, you can actually feel the energy go up the kundalini, back and forth, through the divine feminine, divine masculine pathways. These are things that are felt. Do your research. Look up the light body. Look up the axional lines. These are high vibrational teachings. So if we have a high vibrational understanding, then we're not so discriminatory, are we? They just have a more fluid access to their energy. Let them experience their body however they want to. It's not up to you. Who are you to say? We're not here to judge anybody. We're here to have higher vibrational intelligence. And if we're not doing it through light, then what are we doing it through? Old ways of church and state discrimination again. And where has that left us? Entropy state. So dear lighted ones, please wake up. Your triggers are your best way and your portal to a higher vibrational you. Heal it. Offer it in. 3 A's of alchemy is what? Acknowledge your trigger. Accept your trigger. Allow your trigger to be and then choose something new. That's alchemy. Do the alchemy every day. If you want a session, please book a session with me. They're on sale right now until January 15th, $150 US, paypal.me/Joanna L. Ross. Donations are very, very welcome. I would love any donations. And when you do a donation, I do sing your name into the liturgies of light for your gratitude and appreciation. And I do send the angels to assist you in whatever you need help with. Okay? I have time for one more question. One more quick question. Telepathically? Goosebumps everywhere. Thank you, angels. Thank you, angels. Thank you, angels. I love you. What do I mean by box store beliefs? Box store beliefs are everything that we've been brought up with in the family, within our dogma, within our lineages, within school and education. We've roughly been having the same education systems for hundreds of years. And it's not, I mean, we're light beings now. We're in a whole new generation of species. The children are a different species. You know, we need to increase our vibrational box store beliefs. And whether that's church and state, anything church and state. So education, government, religion, all of those things are box store beliefs. They're not higher vibrational intelligence. It's just a starting point. We can take the best of where things are and we can make something new. That's what we're meant to do right now, is make new things, make new ways for education, make new ways of light intelligence, make new ways of higher vibrational consciousness. We're meant to be multidimensional beings because we always have been. We need to expand our consciousness. God is all things, God is all things, God is all things, God is all things. It's a very exciting time right now for humanity. We love you. We're going to be offering events in the near future where I'll be out in the public and out with the people, and we'll actually be doing live healing events, and you're going to feel the energy up close. And you'll be amazed at God. And God will show you God. That's God's delight. God's delight is to be the mystery of little things here and there that make things go, wow, those things are real. Yes, they are. That's God. I bow to God. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I love you. There's just a one word here, a quick word. Those of you that are drinking any amounts of alcohol, it would be good for the next little while for you just to pull off on the drinking, because there's lots of energies going through, and the alcohol impedes your body to process light. So any are barbiturates of that kind, they slow down the body's process to process light. So just know that. So, you know, it's okay to have a bottle of wine once in a while.
you know, with your friends if you're celebrating, but, you know, just to have drinks every night, you actually slow the body down to actually process higher vibrational light. So you can actually put light into your cells and start going back in time, right? As far as healing. Okay, well, I guess that's it, dear lighted ones. We love you, and get in touch with me. Donations, I would love donations. I got a lot of things I have to do financially to help things get fixed. So paypal.me/Joanna L. Ross. Any collaborations, just contact me. I love you, I love you, I love you. Bye, 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 bye.